Hello everyone, welcome to Moe'S CD Culture Show and Tell, and on this fourth episode of the Rush Extravaganza, yeah, it's the fourth episode already. We're going to be talking about, and I'm only talking about half of this thing in this episode, and I'm going to be talking about the rest of it because it's a big thing here. You'll see in a minute there, or in a couple seconds. Yeah, I have to split this up in two parts and you'll understand why. Because it's a box set. I got this cool the studio albums. It goes between 1989 and 2007, and it's all those albums right there, starting with Presto, Roll the Bones, Counterpart, Test for Echo, Vapor Trail, Feedback, and Snakes and Arrows. Those 7 albums, but we're only going to be talking about the first 4 in this segment. I'll be talking about the rest of that in the next segment, and you'll understand why. So to get into it, it opens up like this, and unlike having the actual albums as I have been presenting, and this was the first thing when I first started collecting the Rush. This was actually the first thing I collected because I kind of wanted to jump into it ahead of time. And as I had said in a previous episode, it's that I'm having the music is more important than having the packaging. The packaging is a secondary. If I can find really great packaging, that's a great bonus. But it's always having the albums, having the music that comes first. But not like I wouldn't try to get the albums like these. And everything I presented in my previous episodes are of this packaging. Nothing else that I will feature is in this old casing. They updated them. So as you will see. So this collection, of course, because it's all separate in little, just like that, which I will present. You have to have all the lyrics someplace, so it has all the lyrics to every track, like of all the albums on here. So at least they have that, which is a great thing. But we're gonna start off with the first album in this little mini collection here. With I really enjoy this album. I think it's a strong album. It's Presto. And it starts off with Show, Don't Tell, Chain Lightning, The Pass, War Paint, Scars, the title track of Presto, Superconductor, Anagram, it's in parentheses for Mongo. There's Red Tide, my favorite song, Hand Over Fist, and Available Light. And I will admit that it is a weak showing for the band, but there's a whole lot less synthesizer on this. They really started getting out of that synthesizer sound and started going more into a normal rock sound. I mean, it's still a really strong album. I can put the whole thing on and just let it play. It is cool. I still love that cover, and you see they're all really thin. It's just very basic. So now we're going to go into the next album, which I really like this album. And some people gave him a flack because of the Roll the Bones for the rapping they did in it. But that is a fantastic cover. And anybody who's familiar with Metallica or Misfits or any of those artists knows of an artist called Pusshead or Pushhead or however you want to. I will I will in a future video, you will see a flag, a Metallica flag, that I will hang up here when I present my Metallica. That won't be coming for a little bit. I'm going to hold off on that. But you'll be seeing the Metallica flag that I will be holding here, and it will be a Puss head picture. But Puss had done some covers of this for T-shirts and stuff, and I really loved it. But I still love that cover. And of course, you see all the number threes. As you will see when you get to know Rush, the number three comes into play a lot because of course there's only three people in the band. And when you see the cover for Hold Your Fire, there was three balls. So you looking back, there's three bones. You know, always represents the three members. There'll be three colors. There'll be three different things. So of course I gotta go through the playlist because it starts off with Dreamline, which is beautiful, and on another awesome song, Bravado, the title track of Roll the Bones. Then you get Face Up, which I love Face Up. Fantastic instrumental again. Where's My Thing? Always a favorite of mine when I hear it. And I remember hearing it on the radio a lot. It played on the radio a lot. Then you get the Big Wheel, which is they're all great songs. Here is the Ghost of a Chance, Neurotica, You Bet Your Life. Strong album. Again, every album in this collection is great. I mean, there may be one or two weaker songs from the past, but everything else that's coming up in every other album, I find they're all good songs and strong songs. There's maybe a couple of weak songs in one or two of them, and I'll get to that when we get to that. So that is Roll the Bones. So now our next album, which is Counterparts. I really love Counterparts. I mean, it starts off with Animate, then you get the video songs of Stick It Out and Cut to the Chase. That's great. Nobody's Hero, a fan favorite. My favorite song on this album, and they only did it once live, and you get to see that here and there, but it's Between Sun and Moon, probably in my top 5 favorite, top 10 to top 5 favorite Rush songs. And eventually I'm going to have to do some top 10s favorite albums, top 10 favorite songs from certain albums and whatever, or from a group, not album, but top 10 favorite songs from a certain group or a certain band, whatever. But then you got Alien Shore, The Speed of Love, Double Agent, and another great instrumental that I kind of associate with Where's My Thing, is that's Leave That Thing Alone, because they use that thing theme in it, and they kind of blend together, those two songs. They kind of have the same instrumental feel to them. I love putting those two together side by side. And then you get Cold Fire, which is awesome, and Everyday Glory starts off and ends off with a great closer. So yeah, I think it's a strong album. I mean, not much of a cover, but hey, it's pretty. It doesn't need to be much. I mean, it's still a great concept. But then, and again, another strong showing, and people don't actually give too much respect for this album as much as they should. And that's Test for Echo. Because, it starts off with the title track, Test for Echo, but then it has Driven. Such a great, strong song. Has such a drive to it. And it's a good, cool video too. I love it. Then, Half the World, The Color of Right, Time in Motion, which is really cool. Then there's Totem, which is awesome. I love Dog Ears. Then there's Virtuality and Resist. Limbo, another great instrumental song that has actually sound effects. They're using sound effects from the song Monster Mash. You do the mash, you do the monster mash. Well, they got a bit of, like, you hear the chains at the beginning in that. Well, those chains, that sound is a sample from the song Monster Mash. And then it ends with carry away the stone. Or no, sorry, not carve away the stone. Pretty hard to see titles on that background. But yeah, carve away the stone. A strong album. I love that album cover. Because you have to realize how big that rock is. You see the little tiny people? That's the band. That's the band up there on climbing on the rock. If you can find that third one, because I see two of them for sure. I see one right here and one right there. But I think the other one is kind of right up here, leaning against it. I'm pretty sure, but let me see. Yep, that's the other one. I don't know if you can see that there, but yeah, you get one there, and then one up there. You see that? Yeah. That's a cool little trick with the magnifying glass. But yeah, that's an awesome album too. So there's 3 more in this little box set to go. I only got about halfway. I'm going to save the rest for the next episode, because there's also another album mixed in with that, separate. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. Before I go, what I just presented here, because I got to keep the trend going for the showing some concert stuff for the last CD. So I'm going to just present that right now. Here, different stages. Because that takes everything of what you just heard from, like, if you played all those, and puts it up on a nice little bow. And this was my last album that I got for Rush, and I wasn't sure if I was ever going to get it. I was like, can I find different stages? And then lo and behold, I went to Frank's one day and boom, there it was. And pretty much almost, I'd say like 99% of my albums that you see in this Rush collection was bought at Frank's Music. Of course, shameless plug, a little shout out to Carl at Frank's Music, because go buy local whenever you're Moncton, go to Frank's. So yeah, I'm not going to go through the playlist exactly, but it has, oh my god, there's 3 CDs in here. There's 3 CDs. So there's a lot of content. If you want to look better if you want to see actually what the content is, see if you can see that, that's great. If you don't, just go and you can check it out on the internet. You can always find that kind of information. But yeah, different stages. I was so happy and stoked to get this, because there's some beautiful stuff on this. Yeah, I mean, it has everything, like I said, it has everything up to date to what I just showed you from the previous albums. So that's why I'm showing it at this stage. So, yep, that concludes. And of course, you see, it's not those old cases anymore, those plastic cases. It's these newer cases, which is so much better. I love them. Anyway, so that concludes this episode of Moe'S CD Culture Show and Tell, the Rush Extravaganza. I bid you have a good day, evening, night, wherever you may be. Take care, everybody. Be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Later.